Welcome to another edition of Mortgage Talks. I'm your host, Adam Hires. Got another great guest on today. He's going to share his journey, his why, and what he does, and how he can help you out there grow your business. But you know how we do it. Start off this journey, this mission that I'm on, an absolute mission to go from zero contacts, zero, zilch, zip, zippity doo dah, whatever, to 150 loans in a new state. Moved from Kentucky to Georgia, and now trying to crush it in a new state while simultaneously growing Kentucky. So I go old school, new school. There's a lot of old school that works, a lot of new school that works. If you're listening out here and you're trying to go one or the other, it's both. Definitely use both. There's so many programs out there say don't ever call anybody again. That's untrue. Or somebody says that's all you need to ever do is call, and that's again you have other avenues on each to grow. But if you're balling on a budget or off the bat, you're gonna have to pick up the phone. You're gonna have to make sure that you call people, get out there, and then you can keep continuing to add on different new school tactics to get in front of people. But at the end of the day, it's a contact sport. One way or another, you're gonna have to contact people, whether it's a law of attraction and then you're reaching back out. People are not just flopping down money. People will call me and it's like, what are you doing? I'm like, well, I'm just over here drinking a beer and just counting the money. I mean, no, I'm joking because it obviously doesn't work that way. We know we have to continuously have proactive outbound communication, something to get people in the door. So this last week, and this is, I'll chronicle kind of what went on this last week. First, I got my a contract here in Georgia. That was exciting. That was great. Good partnership. And that came from the missed coffee appointment that I did not follow up with to say, hey, you're going to be here. I did not do that. We scheduled an appointment. I showed up. She did not make it there. So now the embarrassing factor of her not showing up, I call her at the coffee appointment. Hey, where you at? And she felt bad. It opened up a good dialogue for us to have a conversation. And from there, it's really went well. She's not normally that way. You can tell she's a really good agent. She does a good amount of volume, but she made a mistake and she felt bad for it. And I didn't hang that over her head. We just wanted to have a good conversation. So that deal came from there. She actually sent a family member, which is amazing. That's shows trust. We've already built trust. She got on my Zoom call with my team to get familiarity with my team, because that's a big thing. If you're running a team, that can be a good way to bring people in, them understand, hey, listen, you're not a lone wolf and you have people to help you get this deal done. So I did that. So, but anyway, I got that contract, got some more applications. We've got a lot of people looking for homes right now. It takes a little bit. It's a 90-day burn. I'm going to be way behind the 8 ball in the first quarter for 150 loans. However, it's all the activity. So you need to be very urgent with your action and very patient with your results. I want you to remember that again, and I'll repeat that. Be very urgent with your actions and very patient with your results. You have to be urgent in your action. I'm very urgent with my actions to make sure that I'm doing everything I can to bring the deals in, but I also know it's going to take some time and I can't get frustrated. I just have to fall in love with the actions that I'm doing. Get up, grind. This morning, there's tons and tons of outbounds today. And I really want to talk about this real quick before we talk to our guest. And that is, so I was doing an event a little over a month ago in Kentucky, and there's an agent there, and she does well. And she said she had just moved to a different company. And she says, now it gives me an opportunity to call my database because I have a reason to call. I have a reason to call. Now think about that. She was not calling her database because she just didn't feel like she had a reason to call. And that is a huge, huge thing. And we don't want to overlook, because you're out there right now. You may not be making those calls to your database, to new agents, wherever, business partnerships, et cetera, because you just don't think you have a reason to call. You don't, and it just kind of subliminal. You just kind of go about your day and you just, but really make a reason to call. And so for me right now, I am, my biggest thing again is communication and coaching is my two biggest things that are value propositions for people. And so I have this event going on, my powerful event going on tomorrow, getting butts in the seats. So I have a reason to call. I'm not just calling saying, hey, buddy, you send me some business. It's, listen, I got this event going on. It's going to help you grow your business. What's up? And so I have to give them a call, and there's a reason to call. And then let's talk about some of the things that can come out of that. So I don't even know. I'm pulling these names. I got these names from, virtual assistant got me all these, the database to call. A couple thousand agents with numbers and where they're from. Now, sometimes here in Georgia, of course, it's a, big area, is that they're a little too far away for this event. And I don't know exactly. So sometimes it's incorrect, but it doesn't matter. So I have these conversations. Hey, listen, let's get you in this event, help you grow. Oh, I'm too far away. Hey, I'll tell you what. Are you looking to grow your business? Absolutely. Okay. Are you open to do a one-on-one conversation Zoom call to help you grow your business? And guess what? I landed a few people to say, yes, absolutely. And one of the agents this last week had a great dialogue with her back and forth, went over her business, dug in, and just, simplified things and where she needs to get to, what's the things she needs to focus on. And we had this great conversation. And I'm, at the end of this, I've not talked about my lending services, all that. I've not talked about it. And so I said, hey, I'll jump off here. I got another call coming up. And she said, whoa, just a second. Like, I know you're great at loans and I would love to send you business. Like, can you tell me about that real quick? Think about that. So when you lead with value and you're trying to help people and you have a reason to call, things open up. Now, your thing may not be events that you're doing, because you don't like to get in front of crowds, or, you don't feel like you got a good topic to coach on. Hey, bring another speaker in if you have to. That's one way. Like I did there's called Zillow Killer. He does these events for real estate agents, and I brought him in over a year ago. It was a reason to call people, and I was adding value. So I love to personally do them, but I also like to bring other people in. So whatever that be, a reason to call, add value, have conversation, feel good about it, feel good about not begging for business. You don't have to beg for business. I never beg for business. I just lead with value, but I have a reason to call, and I am absolutely creating value. So I'm putting on another event the next month. Again, I got this video coming out. By the way, Dallas Hardcastle, that if you want a video made that is dialed in, that is going to be, it's a video sales letter that is going to be so succinct to what you do. You're going to have a storyteller, a copywriter, trained copywriter giving that script to try to move the needle. That's somebody you want to talk to. I'm doing it for my highest loans. It's coming out here with a landing page. So where I'm directing the people to it, it's going to tell the story, why they should apply. And I've also got one for my powerful events. That way it moves the needle. It really has people dialed in. They know what it's about. They got emotions stirred, and, it's indoctrinating them throughout the process. And it's got a good hook to get people in there. You're showing up differently in front of them. So I got that going out. So the old school, new school tactics here is all blending in. But remember, it's a contact sport. Get out there, hustle, run your day, run your business. Guess what? In a loan game, in a real estate game, if you're a realtor, this all applies to you the same way. Same way you can do the same kinds of things. You can grow your business. Stop going just straight consumer direct. There's ways to just scale your business through partnerships. So, what are you going to add to your partnership today? Real estate agents, insurance agents, financial planners. What are you going to do? And so, hopefully, this is some nuggets you can take with you. So, all right. So, that's what I got for the day and the journey and the lesson plan, whatever. But we got Brent Connor on here. Brent, what's going on, brother?
Not too much. How you doing, Adam?
Doing good, doing good.
How'd you
So,
enjoy that Super Bowl last night?
well, I tell you, that was I like to see greatness and Tom Brady seventh Super Bowl ring. I do not think I'll see that again in my lifetime. That's
I just said
absurd.
to my brother, think about how funny it is. He played for the Patriots for 20 years, won 6 Super Bowls. He's 43 years old. And then he just said, you know what? I'm going to go sign with a team that's not very good at the age of 43. And then the very first year he wins the Super Bowl with them. Pretty nuts.
Yeah, it's pretty incredible. I mean, there's a lot of hatred towards Tom Brady, but I think, and if you're hating him out there, maybe you want to self reflect on the fact is it just because you don't like people being great does make you feel bad about yourself? I mean,
Yeah.
uh, I mean, personally, I love to see greatness, so I was happy to see it because I love to see things that I've never seen before, and
Yeah.
that's certainly one of them. 7 Super Bowl rings. Go to a new. Talk about just cementing his legacy for sure.
Yeah. Absolutely. So, anyway, thanks for having me.
Yeah, absolutely. So, Brent, tell us about yourself. What do you do? What's your why? Tell us the skitty. This is your open platform
Sure.
to bring value to our audience.
Sure. My name is Brent Connor. I'm based out of Maryland, right outside of Baltimore, in between Baltimore and DC. I am the co-founder of a company called Arlo. My why sounds very cliched. It's my family. It used to be completely different before having a family. It was, oh, I want to be rich and have people love me. I want to have this, status of being important, and don't care about that stuff anymore. I really want, first of all, to take care of my family, honor God, and I envision my future with other people being successful too, and me helping other people. So why's completely changed in the last few years for the better. A little bit about our company. Arlo is more or less a company that allows you to close loans and recruit loan officers. And there's two aspects to it. I'll discuss the B2B side first. It allows you to recruit loan officers, recruit processors, underwriters, partner with realtors on autopilot in your sleep. This was created by me by accident. For as long as I've been out of college, I've been in sales and business development. I've done everything there is to do. I've done Sandler sales training, which is beneficial, but over over the period of I'd say the first 10 years of my life after college, nothing really worked. I was going to networking events, I was passing out my card, I was meeting with people, getting coffee, I was begging my company to sponsor events so I could get connected with people. I got to know a lot of people. I was picking up the phone, calling nonstop, sending cold emails. Nothing was really working, and it was very time consuming, and it caused me to be quite miserable. So LinkedIn automation has appeared over the last few years. There's a few companies that offer LinkedIn automation tools. So I tried that, and that didn't work very well at first because of the message I was using. I was just sending people an intro message and telling them how great my company was, and not really speaking to them or what could provide them with value. Then I just kind of said, screw it. I'm going to try a new approach. I give up. And I started adding humor and just being very short, sweet, to the point, not beating around the bush. So that we got a lot of success running these LinkedIn outreach campaigns by just being very direct to people and making the message seem so unique and unusual that they weren't caught on to the fact that it was automated. They thought they were actually receiving a message from me personally. So having success doing that myself, I just started slowly working with other companies. We were offering a plethora of digital marketing services to companies, started offering that strategy and service to companies, worked very well, and then parlayed that into its own little company. So now mortgage companies, real estate companies are coming to us and they're saying, hey, we need to recruit underwriters right now, or we're looking to recruit loan officers in this market with 5 years experience, or I need to partner with more realtors. We're not solidifying the partnership with realtors. We're not hiring the loan officers for them, but what we're doing is we're initiating the conversations for those companies without them having to do anything at all, literally nothing. So somebody hires me, I tell them, what is it that would make a loan officer even entertain the idea of working at your company? He's happy where he is right now. Why would he leave his company and go work with you? And then they start telling me about how long their company's been around and how they provide great service. And I'm like, no, nobody cares about that. Okay. People want to work less. They want less of a headache, less stress, and they want to make more money. Can you offer that to them? Well, I don't know. Well, listen, you better, or else they're not going to leave their company and work with you.
Right.
So the whole idea is coming up with something that's actually valuable first. I mean, my system works. It gets your message out there. Your message will stand out. It gets people to respond a lot of times, but you have to actually have something valuable that would make someone want to talk to you. And telling them about how great your company is and getting into this long paragraph about the history of ABC Mortgage isn't going to do it. It is, hey, Adam, my name is Brent. This is why I'm reaching out to you. Would you like to talk?
Yeah.
And when you say, this is why I'm reaching out to you, the reason better be appealing. So that's basically it. So that, simple as that is, it's not rocket science. That strategy partnered with automation tools, we started a company doing it. I manage it for dozens of different companies, but we also created a training course because a lot of people can do this themselves. They just don't have, they don't know it exists, or they know LinkedIn automation exists, but they're not sure how to use the software, and they've never really played around with what kind of different messaging to implement, the tone, how to pull their list, things like that. So once you go through the training that we offer, again, we can manage it for you, but once you go through the training and really get to understand the kind of message you need to put out there to people that differentiates you from others that are reaching out to them, and it's all on autopilot. And back to the initial issue is you're trying to get people to talk to you. That's the very first step everyone's doing. You had mentioned it before with getting coffee with a realtor and making calls. That's what we're all trying to do, regardless of what business we're in, especially loan officers. They are trying to get people to talk to them. And it takes a lot of time. It takes years to build relationships. It takes a long time for those relationships to refer you to people they know, or it takes a long time to hammer the phones, get your face out there, attend events. This is essentially, it sounds too good to be true, but it's a way to just overnight get your name out there, get your message out there, and get someone to talk to you without you having to spend time doing it. So the 4 hours it takes you every day to pick up the phone and dial and call realtors or ask around for referrals or whatever it takes you to get a realtor to talk to you and meet you for coffee, eliminate that. Now you're waking up and 10 realtors have told you to screw off and they don't want to talk to you, but 4 have said, sure, let's talk. Here's my number.
Yeah.
And you had no knowledge of who they were beforehand. You didn't spend time reaching out to them. You took a list of realtors, you uploaded it into the software, and you sent out a personalized message.
Yeah.
So that's the major problem it solves is time.
Yeah.
It's more effective than what you're probably used to doing. Not you, Adam, you're the man, but it's more effective than what people are used to doing, most likely, but it also is a major time saver.
Yeah. Well, I talked about this, I think in the last podcast, but it's the 4%, right? Like the 20% that does 80% of the volume. And, but really it's the 80 inside that 80 20 in that 20%. It's 4% really what's growing a business, most all the business, which is you're just sitting in front of someone having the conversation. But if you're getting them in to have the conversation, that's key. It's like HomeBot that we, we do for, we send these emails out to clients, right? And they're like, hey, what do you think it's like? I had a message this morning. It's like, you think it's a good time to sell? Hey, all right, that's saving time, because now I'm just having that conversation. I'm not reaching out and asking everybody for it. So anytime, absolutely, you can get inside that 4% of just really having the conversation, not trying to get to the conversation. The real conversation is key. And I like what you said about the simplistic. Everybody tries to complicate it. So I have a coaching client. He's like, hey, what do I get my virtual assistant to say for these leads? And it was simplistic. And I said, don't look at that and think I could throw you a whole lot of stuff to say and try to, really justify like me coaching, right? Like, and I think a lot of people do that, justify their programs, all this, crazy amount of stuff they're going to put out. And it's like, it's really has to get to the point and has to be, just fluid in how it says it. And, I think that's across all lines, because I was talking to another coaching client at one point, and they're trying to get sales staff, and they ran a internet site company, and so she sent out this posting, and she had this posting out. She says, I'm not getting anybody to apply. I'm like, can I see the post? And it was a huge post, and I said, let me ask you something. I said, what's your target audience? And she says, salespeople. I was like, okay. I said, you ever read the disc, like the disc profile, like Robbins? I said, who is salespeople? They're high D&I, which is high. They're driver, decision maker, and interactive. Is there detail like super high? No. So like, I said, here's what we're going to do. Let's say this, boom, and send out. And all of a sudden, the next week, she had like 53 applications. And she's like, I gotta shut this thing off. And I'm like, well, it's because it's very simplistic and it's to the point. And the conversations when I'm dialing, it's like Jeb Blunt, right? Like the fanatical prospecting. And it's like, you go right to the point. I'm Adam Hires with Sierra Pacific Mortgage. I'm calling because boom, that's it. Not, hey, how you doing, buddy? What's going on? Oh,
yeah, they know you don't care how they're doing.
Right. They don't care. So it's the same thing with the LinkedIn.
I don't know you. Why do you care how I'm doing?
Right. Exactly.
Hey, how you doing? As a cold message is immediately a turn off for a lot.
Resistance, right? So I like what you said, and I like how succinct you are saying about it's simplistic, but it's simplistic. It's elegant. It's elegant in simplicity, right?
Imagine you're in front of. So when I'm managing it for companies, and our first step is let's go over your value proposition. What would you say if you were in front of your ideal target audience, which is either a realtor that could refer you business or a loan officer you want to recruit? Then they get in this whole thing. And I'm like, if I introduced you, I'm a mutual friend, and I introduced you to this person, would you say that? I said, hey, you guys should meet. Would you say that to them? And they're like, no. I'm like, yeah. What would you say to them if we're at a happy hour or something like that? And you have 10 seconds to explain to them why you think you guys should meet. You're not selling them on working with you at that moment, just trying to get them to agree to meet with you. 10 seconds. What would you say?
Yeah.
That is the approach. And if I get by the way, how did we get connected?
LinkedIn.
Exactly. Same exact method. If I get a message from someone and it's like, hello, Brent W., which is on my link. Okay, first of all, I know it's automation. And then it's 3 paragraphs. I don't even look at it. But if it's, hey, Brent, how would you like to talk about how I can make you more money or how I can help grow your business doing XYZ? Okay, that's so short. It's unusual for someone to send a mass message out
Yeah.
like that. It's such a short, concise message. I'm more likely to reply
Yeah. Yeah. No,
and
no,
just get to the point. That's the bottom line. Is
oh yeah, LinkedIn
well,
LinkedIn messages I think are the worst, right? Like
yeah,
I mean, I think I mean they're the worst. Like because I mean you get them, we all get them. If
yeah,
you're LinkedIn, I mean you're listening to this, it's like I mean I had one. It was like it was like basically hi, how you doing? And I was like hey, what's up? I don't know. It was a very short, and then it was like immediately like like it was like 48 paragraphs. I'm like well, this escalated
what's the
quickly.
point here? Yeah,
This
yeah,
escalated quickly.
yeah,
Like, do you expect me? I'm going to read through all that? Like, there's no way. I mean, again, you're, who's the target audience, right? Real estate agents, for example, if you're targeting real estate agents, they're high DNI most of the time. If they're really highly detailed, they're probably not. Honestly, 9 times out of 10, they're not selling a lot. Like the highly detailed, because salespeople that are highly successful are not like they're not that they don't have some detail, but that's not like their strongest suit. And so it's like, what's your target audience? Get to the point, get them. And I love what you say about. It's a very good point what you said about you said, well, what do you do for people? Like, well, we've been in business for 40 years and our service levels like, what are you supposed to say? What do my service sucks. I mean, of course you're saying the same thing, but how can you help alleviate the issues that are going on in the business of the people that you're talking to now? And that's really, and when you get to the pain points, you stay in somebody's pain, you get in that little pain point, that's when it moves a needle. Not talking to obliviate about like you close this many deals. That doesn't really matter to people. It's how can you help them?
hey, I have a ad campaign that's generating a lot of qualified leads, and I need more realtors to get it to. I'm not just going to give it to every realtor with a pulse. So I want to actually interview you and see if you're qualified and legit to take care of these leads. And then I expect leads from you in return. You want to talk? That's very honest and to the point, something like that. But you have to have something valuable. Yeah, it's like, hey, let's get coffee and chat about how we can work together. If you do that with everyone that requests a coffee and chat, then you're not going to be making any money.
Right.
You don't make money just from having coffee with realtors. Now, of course, nothing beats a face-to-face interaction, and you
Mm,
do need to do that. But there needs to be a value proposition in there somewhere, or else
yeah.
some realtor that's just crushing it, and just
Yeah.
selling houses left and right, and has a few mortgage people they work with. They're, they're not going to meet you for coffee to see how
Right.
you can work together. If you have something that you can offer them immediately, okay, it's going to get their interest, and then they'll talk to you. So it's kind of a catch 22 in a way. So you got to figure out something of value that you can offer
Mm,
either the person you're recruiting or the realtor you want to partner with, and then I
yeah.
deliver that message to them. But yeah, it has to be valuable, not just hey, let's chat and see if we can help each other. That's not going to work. You can send that to 500,000 people, and you may get a lot of replies, but they're more than likely not going to be from people that are very productive that you want to be doing business with.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, absolutely. 100%. I love the point. It's true. I mean, I hope everybody's listening out there is understanding how they apply this to their business because, um, you got to create value, and again, I love the point of, yeah, you may get some people that are really not doing a lot of business may say, okay, yeah, I'll send you business or, hey, I'll sit down with you. But, to really scale your business, you want to be around heavy hitters as well, or, and get in there and have real conversations. And again, we gotta lead with value. And today was one of those beautiful times you're on the phone. I was on the phone with the guy and he said, man, you're different than any other lender like I've ever spoken to. Like this is
Yeah,
a total different shift, like of like because again he was used to the just hey let's go get coffee kind of thing, and I'm over here like trying to help him grow his business and like, hey, how can we network and how we can bring in people to this event and how we're going to do this. And I never once pitched him. I don't pitch anything, but the quote unquote pitch him on, sending me deals. Like, that's just not what it's about.
Mm-hmm.
And then we had an open dialogue conversation. He actually has a media company. I was like, oh, hey, you know what? I love doing videos and doing different marketing things. Let's come up with some strategies to help each other. Now it's like we're starting already. Boom, we're getting partnership already. And this guy does good business. And so it's like it doesn't always work like that, but that's already becoming a deeper connection because we are going from that value. We know what our value is. So I think everybody out there just, I've talked about this all the time, is know what your value is and continue to be very succinct and clear about that and get the message out and, just dial it into that messaging. So I absolutely believe in what you're doing. I mean, Brent, he did reach out to me on, or his automation reached out to me on.
It looked like it was me.
It looks like Brent, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, it wasn't super spammy and like all I was like felt like I was getting smacked in the face with like a whole bunch of junk mail. It was good. So we had a conversation and for me, I saw, okay, he's probably doing some good stuff and let's have a conversation, possibly how we can collaborate or what we can do. And that's why he's on the show. So yeah, a lot of the stuff works, right? So if now, Brent, target audience, let's just go, for example, like if to a real estate, let's go first mortgage loan officer, then say a real estate agent. If you're using your system or they're directly working with them, what do you want to tell them about the system, et cetera?
Well,
what you haven't already said, obviously, but
yeah, sure. So if you're going to do the training, our website is, or the main company is arlo.ai. Our training course is on automatedattraction.com. It will take some time for an initial, you got to be on top of it. It's not just you press a button. You got to learn how to create the messaging, develop the strategy, learn how to search for your target audience, upload that in the software. Once you do all that, once you get the initial setup complete, which quite honestly may take about 30 minutes, then it's truly on autopilot. I mean, you're generating appointments and conversations in your sleep or while you're out to happy hour or watching a game. It doesn't matter. You could be doing anything else, spending time with your family, but you're spending time with your family and you're in theory sending a message out to 2,000 people a month and you're getting replies without having to do anything. So, back to the initial forming the strategy, have something valuable. That's the key. Is what are you going to be able to do for that person? So if you're recruiting a loan officer, always put yourself in the other person's shoes. Now, I'm a loan officer. If someone reached out to me, what would make me interested in just having the meeting? So whatever that is, whether it's more money, more resources, more qualified team around you, whatever it is, I would include that in the messaging. If you're reaching out to a realtor, now, okay, I'm a successful realtor. Some random loan officer reaches out to me on LinkedIn. I've never heard of them. I've never seen them before. Why should I entertain a conversation with them? Put yourself in that realtor's shoes. What would get them interested in talking to you? Can you offer them leads through some ad campaign you're doing? I don't know, whatever it is, that's what you got to convey in the messaging. You can't just be vague and, hey, let's work together. So come ready, come to the table with some value.
Yeah,
that's the key.
Yeah, absolutely. Kind of like I spoke off the bat about, you got to have a reason to contact, right? You have, reason to call, a reason to contact. So, and in my planner, I have, what value will I add, and constantly just keeping that in mind of what value I'm going to provide other than just, I'm just talking, we're just talking.
Yeah. So one of the things that, just to plug our company a little more, That's everything I've discussed is the more of the B2B side, recruiting, relationship building. As far as getting loans, now what's the best way to get a loan? A referral,
Yeah.
no question about it. There's no better way to do business than someone saying, "Oh, you need a mortgage? You should contact my friend Adam. He helped me with my mortgage. He's great." The issue is that scalable? Now, if you're getting so many word of mouth referrals that you don't have time to breathe, then you don't need to do anything else. So we call people and try to sell them our platform, and they're like, "Oh, I have so many leads, I don't know what to do with," or "I get so much business." Okay, good for you. I'm not gonna beg people to
Well,
use their
let me just say, by the way, if that's if you ever out there are saying that, then you're doing it the wrong way. You need to add people. You always,
Yes, exactly.
I
Then
mean,
you need
to
to,
say, well, I got so much too much. It's like business. Like, no, you don't have enough people. Like,
yeah.
add people. If
Then
you're
you need
that
to start
busy,
hiring.
quote
Yeah.
unquote. Yeah.
Then you need to start hiring. Then you'll have something to offer those loan officers
Right.
that you want to hire. So that's the best way, word of mouth. But as far as all the different forms of advertising out there, you can run ads on Google, Facebook, Instagram. A lot of those leads that come in aren't very qualified, and then you have to do the follow-up. So what we've created is nothing that isn't already out there. We've just kind of combined every form of technology into one platform. So we've created dozens of ads, probably hundreds, video ads, all kinds of dynamic ads. Uh, you sign up for our platform, and it's arlo.ai. We even offer a 7-day free trial, and we just plug you right into the system. So you sign up, you basically create your own dashboard, select what area you're in, what kind of ad campaign you want to run, whether it's new purchase, VA, refi. We manage the ad campaign. We manage what ads are run at what times, what audience we're targeting. Then when the lead comes in, this is where it's really key here and effective. You don't have to pick up the phone and call the 12 leads a day that came in and spend your time chasing these people down. We're using a soft credit pull. We're asking them if we can do a soft credit pull, and of course that's out there. And then we're doing a follow-up sequence through automation, text, Facebook Messenger, email, voicemail drops. Again, all that stuff's all out there. We're combining it in one platform. So you can, other than the word of mouth ads, you can run your own Facebook or Google ads, but you got to manage it yourself. You got to create the ads, then you have to follow up with the people. So in this case, you don't have to do any of that stuff. You just look in your calendar and so-and-so has got an appointment with you at 10 a.m. and you see exactly what their mortgage is and their interest rate, and that they want to refi for the reason of lowering their monthly payment. Just get on the phone and handle it. Now, all the leads that you get from this campaign, they're not going to be qualified, but again, you're not spending time chasing these people down. The automation is doing it for you. So that's
Nice.
the something to potentially offer realtors or loan officers if you do some sort of campaign. And again, there's other things like that out there. So whatever it is you're doing, as long as it's working and valuable, that's what you have to be able to include in your outreach as a value add to these people.
Nice. Okay. Um, that's good stuff right there. Good stuff. So that kind of will lead into probably some of the stuff we'll talk about. And I always ask my guests, if you were me, you went to a new state, zero contacts, doing to go to 150 loans in a new state, what's the 3 things that you would do?
I would sign up for Arlo and
Yep.
run an ad campaign to get leads. And then I would, I mean, knowing what I know, if I didn't run run this company and have, if we didn't offer this kind of technology that we're offering, if I didn't know this stuff, I would do the conventional. I would, join the Chamber of Commerce and call up every realtor I know and all that stuff. But now, knowing what I know and having run this company, I would use the technology that's available to me. So combine automation with a personal touch. So you don't want people to think that when you're reaching out, that it's going to thousands of people. But don't spend hours every single day picking up the phone calling. It's not needed anymore. There are other ways to do it. So first three things I would do is run some sort of campaign where I'm getting borrowers. Then I would look to grow my team of realtor partners that I can offer value to, but also could potentially refer me their organic leads in the future. And then the third thing I would do is, which we don't really do a lot of, but it's important, is work on establishing my brand, my footprint in that market.
Yeah.
Whether it's getting involved in charities, or I personally think that you should do stuff philanthropically um, out of the goodness of your heart, and it's not always a reason to be boastful. But strategically, there are things to do where you can partner with certain organizations, get your name and face out there, and you're benefiting the organization, but you're also benefiting yourself.
Yeah.
So
Awesome.
get leads, introduce yourself to other professionals, and then establish your brand.
Love it. Love it. Yeah, that is good stuff.
So what do I know?
What you
I'm just some guy that's sitting here in mesh shorts and
That's funny. That's funny.
yeah, it's the Zoom look of
The Zoom look.
2020, 2021, right?
Yeah, I actually have slacks on. I
Yeah.
probably shouldn't. Probably shouldn't. But coming summertime here soon, I mean probably go with the shorts, man, and a suit on top, right? But with the Zoom, so yeah, it's a good technology these days, but love it. But no, yeah, I love you being on here. And they go to arlo.com.
.ai.
.ai. Arlo.ai.
Arlo.com must have been taken, I guess. So
Okay.
Arlo.ai, artificial intelligence.
Awesome. And then anywhere else we need to find you, obviously
Yeah,
on LinkedIn.
if you're on Facebook, Lead to Loan is a good group to follow. The founder of Arlo, Ray Schwartz, runs that, does a lot of interaction with mortgage experts. AutomatedAttraction.com is the website for our training course. Where else? You could find me on LinkedIn, Brent Connor.
Brent Connor's Connor.
It's Brent W. Connor on LinkedIn.
W. Connor.
The picture is 40 pounds ago, but I told you all where to go, so you should be
There you go. Well, Brent, it's been a pleasure. I appreciate you sharing all your knowledge and wisdom, and what you do for loan officers, real estate agents, for mortgage brokers trying to grow, their loan business, all that good stuff. So you did a really good job. I appreciate you coming on here. Check them out. See if that works for you and your business out there. There's so many things that can work for you out there in your business, but you got to take massive, decisive action on what is going to grow your business. Stop getting stuck. And, there's so many things you can do. You can just be looking around, trying to figure it out, but get experts, get coaching, get mentorship to really help you grow your business. But listen, you got to take the massive action today. It can't be tomorrow. It can't be, hey, I'll do this. I think I'll do this for a little bit. You can't start to do something and then break it off. Commit to it. At least commit to something for at least 90 days, whatever you do. A lot of times it's a year and 2 years, but man, just commit to something, take massive action on it. Be, really impatient with the action, but patient with the results. Go out there and absolutely crush it. Remember, guys, limited risk equals limited income.